Hello everyone, this is CRH Films, and today we'll cover the first half of Season 2 of the series Wednesday. The girl returns to Nevermore Academy, where outcast teenagers with unique talents study. Learning about the death of her closest friend, caused by her own fault, Wednesday does everything possible to prevent it.
I died because of you!
The events of the second season begin with a tense scene. Wednesday is tied up in the hideout of a serial killer. Despite the gag in her mouth, a voiceover explains the previous events. During summer break, she honed her paranormal abilities using Goody's grimoire. To put them into practice, Wednesday decides to track down a psychopath killer. She steals a bowling ball, evidence found at the crime scene. Using her visions, she identifies the criminal and flies out to confront him. At the airport, security confiscates all her self-defense items. Reaching the maniac's house, she tries to shock him with a taser, but contact with him triggers a new vision, making her shed black tears. She later wakes up in a basement full of giant dolls. The killer reveals he can see the dead, and soon Wednesday will join them. But Thing comes to her aid. Together, they overpower the murderer, hand him over to the police, and Wednesday returns home, preparing for a new school year at Nevermore. On the way to school, Wednesday's younger brother Pugsley, who is also enrolling, practices throwing lightning bolts, his ability. Wednesday forces him to strike a stop sign, causing a car accident at an intersection, a family joke. Meanwhile, a private investigator observing them is attacked by a flock of crows led by a strange bird. Before dying, he manages to tell someone over the phone where he hid the evidence. The Addams family arrives at Nevermore, tasked with looking after her brother. Wednesday quickly teaches him the hierarchy of the school, then learns she has become a local star after saving the academy last year. Meeting the new headmaster, Barry Dort, she goes to her room, only to find her werewolf roommate Enid has made a mess with her pack. Kicking the wolves out, Wednesday shares her summer adventures with Enid and gifts her a doll from the Maniac's collection. Soon after, Wednesday discovers a crossbow trap and a note from a mysterious stalker. Touching a photo triggers a vision of someone following her, though the figure masterfully avoided being noticed. Meanwhile, Gomez takes Pugsley to his room, where his roommate turns out to be Eugene, Wednesday's classmate. Morticia is offered a position on the fundraising committee, giving her more chances to see her daughter. Though Wednesday is hardly thrilled, the headmaster houses the Addams family in a cottage vacated after last year's events. Morticia offers to be her daughter's spiritual guide to help develop her gift, but Wednesday mentions Aunt Ophelia, Morticia's estranged sister. Later, wandering lost in thought, Wednesday stumbles upon the crime scene, the private investigator pecked to death by crows. She spots a suspicious figure and chases him down. It's former Sheriff Galpin, whose son she helped commit to a psychiatric ward. He warns her that birds are watching. That evening, newcomers are told the legend of the Skull Tree, a forest grave of one of Nevermore's best students, inventor of a mechanical heart that still beats in his corpse. Only the bravest go there at night to hear it. Inspired, Pugsley decides to find the grave and dig up the body. Meanwhile, Headmaster Dort blackmails Siren Bianca into joining the fundraising committee. Enid and her friends welcome Thing into their pack. Morticia remembers her sister, while Wednesday plays cello in the auditorium, where she meets the new music teacher, Isadora Capri. Someone cuts out Wednesday's eyes from her photos. The next day, the school prepares for the burning ceremony, a traditional start-of-year celebration. Bianca is assigned to persuade Morticia to accept the committee role. Wednesday learns that someone stole her manuscript, 2 years of work, and hid it inside the bonfire structure. With Enid, she rushes there. The ceremony begins with the Nevermore anthem. Wednesday climbs into the pile of branches to retrieve her novel. After the speech, the headmaster lights the fire. Crawling among the burning wood, Wednesday narrowly escapes with her book, avoiding becoming a gothic barbecue. The headmaster hails her as the school's savior, but Wednesday resents the attention and sets fire to the painting commemorating last year's events. Meanwhile, Pugsley reaches the Skull Tree. Tripping, he accidentally unleashes lightning that reactivates the mechanical heart, resurrecting the dead inventor, much to his delight. Enid catches up with Wednesday, but touching her throws Wednesday into another trance. She sees Enid's grave and her ghost blaming her for the death. Waking in her mother's cottage, Morticia explains that black tears are a side effect of paranormal exhaustion from overusing the gift. She wants to help her daughter control it, but Wednesday refuses. Recalling the bird from her vision and the sheriff's warning, Wednesday visits Galpin's home, only to find him dead, his body turned into a nest by crows. Touching him brings no vision. Suddenly, The police arrive and arrest her. Gomez, however, as a skilled lawyer, frees her. On the way home, Wednesday asks about anaphilia, but her father advises her to speak to Morticia. In the morning, Pugsley confesses to Eugene that he is hiding the resurrected zombie, whom he named Squelch, in the beehive shed. Hungry, they first feed him honey, but he gets sick. They then try a cafeteria sandwich, either it kills the corpse or feeds him. Back on campus, Wednesday finds Enid lying on the balcony with a slit throat, but it's an April Fool's prank, the local equivalent of April 1st, Enid's revenge for the eyeball on her pillow, though Wednesday never placed it. Realizing it's part of Sheriff Galpin's remains, she also receives messages from his stolen phone, warning she's being watched. The school celebrates Prank Day. The headmaster strolls with Dr. Orloff, a distant relative of Professor Dowell. Wednesday asks whether the academy has an avian, someone who controls birds. The answer is no, such outcasts are rare. She decides to speak to Tyler Galpin, the sheriff's son, confined to a psychiatric ward for being a Hyde. She steals a field trip ticket, sabotages the instructor's brakes so he can't stop her, and drives to the clinic. "That's exactly where you belong," he says. Inside, Wednesday meets Dr. Fairburn, a psychiatrist specializing in outcasts. Hoping therapy will progress, Fairburn allows her to visit Tyler, but in isolation, the boy refuses to cooperate, turning violent and threatening to kill Enid, who previously defeated him. Returning to her room, Wednesday finds a clue from her stalker in Thing's locked suitcase. Enid and her new boyfriend have been kidnapped, and she has half an hour to save them from a deadly trap. A meeting with Ms. Capri inspires her. The clue encodes organ notes. Pressing the right keys opens a secret passage to the tower. There, she encounters a ghost leaving another riddle in a mask. Enid and her boyfriend hang chained beneath a platform of knives. As the platform descends, Wednesday has minutes to solve the puzzle. She realizes the answer is The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells. Entering it stops the execution. Suddenly, the stalker reveals herself, Agnes DeMille, a Nevermore student and Wednesday's fan with the gift of invisibility. Happy Prank Day, Wednesday. Disappointed that her stalker is just a fan playing elaborate jokes, Wednesday listens as Agnes insists she had nothing to do with Sheriff Galpin's murder, though she did steal his phone. Realizing the mystery runs deeper, Wednesday returns to her room to study Goody's grimoire and restore her unstable gift of visions. But Morticia has already taken the book. Meanwhile, Headmaster Dort blackmails Bianca again, forcing her to use her siren powers to make Morticia call her mother and persuade her to donate to the school. But Dort is immune to her charm thanks to a protective amulet. Bianca hypnotizes Morticia, unaware that outside, the zombie Squelch attacks the driving instructor. And that is where the first half of Season 2 of Wednesday ends.